Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to, Mr. Tonga? Sit down. But you're gonna get a notice within the next week to appear for a probation interview. And after that, you will get a date for sentencing, okay?
I'm getting probation out of all of this. This is what I'm getting.
Well, you have to meet with probation so I can determine what's appropriate for you.
I wasn't even driving, but all right. All right.
All right, no, we're gonna withdraw the plea. Mr. Gazicki, I'm not accepting the plea. It's clear he doesn't want a plea.
I don't understand what's going on.
No, I'm done. Mr. Tag, I'm done with you. We're not doing this. You're not gonna be forced to plea. Mr. Gazicki, I wanna make sure we have this. As to arraignment, how do you plea on behalf of your client?
Waive reading, stand mute, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We're setting a jury trial, and you're all set.
So I didn't accept the plea, so I have another court date, basically.
Yeah, you do. You're going to trial.
For why? I accepted my plea.
Because I did not accept your Mr. Tonga. In order for you to plead guilty, I must accept your plea, and I am not accepting your plea.
I didn't.
So I'll see you on your trial day. I will see you on your trial day, sir. You're excused. All right, Mr. Tonga, I see you're back. My understanding is you've been cussing out my clerks downstairs. So what are you here for? You're going to be here in person next Monday, February 26th, for an in-person hearing at 9 a.m.
Okay.
2:20. Mr. Panto, you have something ready for me?
Mr. Tonga.
Oh, Mr. Tonga's ready. That's lovely. Come on up, sir. Mr. Tonga, did you get a chance to watch a movie today? Did you get a chance to watch a movie?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think of that? Is that your mom with you?
Yeah.
Did your mom get to see that movie?
No.
Oh, your mom didn't get to see that? I'm sure she'd be very proud of you, wouldn't she?
No.
Disgusting how you behaved on that video.
I apologize for how I reacted and the things that I said. Sorry.
Jeffrey Fanto on behalf of Mr. Tonga.
All right. So,
I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead, Mr. Fanto.
Mr. Tonga is prepared to enter plea guilty open and talks as a passenger under 771.1. Because the file last week was to send him to probation for an assessment. No history of any sort, but I for the court in that respect. And then he understands. I did explain to him about the length of time and that if he complied with every requirement of the court.
Not under the 771.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so under the 771, it could be up to the year.
Yeah, okay. My fault.
It'd be 12 months. And Mr. Tonga, before you threw your hissy fit and then stormed out of the virtual courtroom and then logged back in and began cussing and spewing vulgarities at my Zoom clerk, before that happened, I was trying to explain to you that the reason that you go down to probation is to determine if you need anything. I don't know. It could be non-reporting. I know you don't have a record, but I don't know anything about you. So the goal is to send you down there, they talk with you, and then they make a recommendation. You get to speak with your attorney about it. I get to review it. And then I decide on what I think is an appropriate sentence, if anything.
Yeah, I know that. I'm sorry.
I mean, I will tell you that if I would have seen how you were behaving down there before you were excused for the day, you would have done jail time. You would have been held in contempt of court, and I would have put you in jail for at least 10 days. Like, I don't know where you come from. How old are you?
21.
Okay, you're young, you're immature, incredibly immature. You need to learn how to behave appropriately in adult settings. This isn't 8th grade. This isn't your senior year of high school. You are in a courtroom, sir. And I'm not going to tolerate it at all. You're not special here.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you meet with the probation department, if they come to me and they tell me that you're disruptive down there or vulgar down there, because I see you have a different persona when you're in a courtroom, right? You didn't come in here and talk to me that way. You got a little mouthy, but you certainly didn't behave like that. And here, did you? No, you didn't. But you didn't have a problem behaving that way with clerks. If you act that way with my probation officers, I will give you jail. You could do 90 days in jail and you can withdraw your plea. You're gonna treat the people in this building with respect.
Yes, ma'am.
They didn't get you here. You got you here. Did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's this advice of rights form. Did you have a chance to talk to Mr. Fanto about all of your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign and date that form?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tuggy, you have to speak up a bit for my court reporter. Were you in the city of Taylor on November 20th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you in a vehicle at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you a passenger in the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you drinking in the vehicle?
No, ma'am.
You have open intoxicants in the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you were in possession of those?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fanto, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. You're going to be referred down to the probation department for them to do the pre-sentence investigation, okay? And then
Okay.
after that, you'll get a court date. You're gonna hear from them within the next week in the mail. If you don't get anything in the mail, Mr. Tonga, you have to call up to the court. It's your responsibility to make sure you make it to that interview.
Okay.
So you call and ask for probation. I mean, in the event that it's lost. Until then, I know I gave you bond conditions, and in your little temper tantrum that you threw, you were very upset and you said, well, I'm not gonna comply with these terms. You are. You will comply with them because you don't want to see me. We got off on a bad foot. I'm taking your plea. I'm not holding it against you, but I'm letting you know you will comply with the terms of my bond.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll do what you're supposed to do and follow the court's order until I see you again, and then we'll figure out what needs to happen going forward. You're to appear, again, you have a $500 personal bond. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You're not to purchase or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to operate a motor vehicle without a valid license, and you may be subject to testing at your expense. Do we understand each other, Mr. Tonga?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there anything further, Mr. Fanto?
Nothing for you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.